Hi, I'm Trudy from Trudy's English Nexus. By the end of this video, you'll know how to answer what is your greatest weakness. Also, I'll give you some sample answers so that you can use them in your own English job video. If you use my formula, you'll stand out as the ideal candidate and be on your way to a new job. So let's get started. One thing interviewers want to do is to eliminate candidates. So when they ask you this question, what is your greatest weakness? There's a few things they're trying to do. One, they want to cut you from consideration for the job posting if you answer incorrectly. They want to find out if you are aware of your weaknesses and if you're working on them to improve. So what can you do? Well, in this video, we'll talk about some do's and don'ts. The first don't is don't choose a weakness that is one of the job's requirements. You can find the job requirements in the job posting. It gives a list of the skills and abilities. Do not use one of these. Choose something else. Don't choose a positive quality and make it sound like a negative. For example, I'm a perfectionist. I work too hard. These are not weaknesses, and it will get you cut from consideration. Also, don't say, I can't think of anything. Do choose a real weakness, one that's not on the list of job requirements, but one that you know you have and that you are working on to improve. Here's an example of a weakness that you can fix. I get nervous speaking in front of a group. Well, everybody does. So this is a common weakness, but what can fix it? Preparation and practice. So this is a good weakness, if it's yours, that you can choose, as long as the job is not public speaking. Do be honest about your weakness. Choose a real weakness because the interviewer may ask you additional questions about the weakness, so it's important that you are speaking the truth. Also, choose a couple of weaknesses, 2 or 3, because the interviewer may ask you about more than one. There's a couple of different ways to answer this question, and I'll talk about both of them, and you can decide which one you feel most comfortable with. They both highlight that you are an ideal candidate who's always looking for ways to improve and takes the initiative to work on his weaknesses. The first one is called the sandwich technique. Choose a trait that you consider a strength and then show how this strength can also be a weakness. Then conclude with what you're doing to improve or add to your skills. This can be a good method because interviewers will often ask this question together. What are your strengths and weaknesses? So this answer can answer both questions at the same time. For instance, strength. Well, I take pride in being honest and direct with my coworkers. So when I give feedback, it's usually straight to the point, and most people seem to appreciate that. Here's the weakness. However, I have had colleagues who seemed to be upset by my honest remarks, and I had trouble knowing how to do it differently. Finally, what I've learned. So I took a class on conflict management, and it really helped me communicate differently with different people. It's still not easy for me to do this, but as I keep using my new skills, I'm really pleased with how much better people respond. I'd really love it if you would tell me what your greatest weakness is and what you're doing to improve it. And please write it in the comments below, and I'll be sure to read it. And also, it's great practice for interviews. The second method is very similar, but you can start with the weakness that you've chosen and just talk about what you are doing to improve. Use the words I've tried or I've learned. For example, you could choose public speaking or conducting meetings. Say something like, I get nervous when speaking in a large group, so meetings have always been difficult for me. But I realize that it's important to develop this skill, so I've tried to prepare ahead by practicing and recording myself on camera. I don't like this much either, but it's really helped me see what my good points are and where I need to improve in my public speaking. Although I won't say that I'm really comfortable in front of a crowd, I've learned a method that's helping me be good at it. And the interviewer is really just trying to find out if you are aware of your weaknesses and if you know how to work on them and improve. Now, if you'd like more help in choosing a weakness and having a good answer for this question, please download my What is Your Greatest Weakness cheat sheet. And it has a list of common weaknesses as well as questions to help you develop your own answers to this question. Also, I've included more great sample answers to give you an idea how to do this. So let's review the main points. Choose a real weakness that you have that's not a requirement of the job. You can pair it to a strength that you have as well. Give an example of how it affects you on the job. Talk about the steps you are taking to address the weakness. And finally, say what you've learned or how you have improved and how you feel about it. Make sure you download my cheat sheet to really help you prepare for your English job interview. So now you know how to answer one of the most important interview questions. But do you feel confident going into an English job interview without practice? Well, I'd be happy to help you with some personal coaching. All you have to do is just contact me below at the Contact Us, and we can set up a time and help you prepare for your job interview. And it's very important to me to know what topics you would like to hear, what questions you have about English job interviews, and that way I can prepare more videos like these in the future. So please definitely comment below, and I'll see you in the next video.